The Coalition for Economic Liberation and Transformation, CELT, is angered by a report that has surfaced providing that Nigeria imported 1.5 million metric tons, equivalent to 2 billion liters of premium motor spirit, PMS, better known as petrol, 414,000 metric tons of 500 million liters of diesel, and also 13,500 metric tons of 17 million liters of aviation fuel, all between October 1st and November 11, 2024. The monetary value of this frivolous importation is a cumulative cost of nearly 3 trillion naira. Gentlemen of the press, in other words, the Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, Mele Kolo Kyari, and his associates have wasted another 3 trillion naira in just 42 days for importing fake and adulterated fuel into this country. It is quite puzzling and concerning to observe that certain interests made Nigeria persist in allocating 3 trillion naira towards fuel imports within 42 days, while privately owned domestic refineries are up and running with the capacity to fulfill our fuel requirements. This scenario calls for inquiries regarding the decision-making procedures and priorities of those at the helm of affairs in Nigeria. Gentlemen of the press, this is the face of the fuel subsidy cabal. Those who benefited from the 3 trillion naira in 42 days to import are the ones who have resolved to prevent Nigerians from having economic peace. They are people who should spend the remainder of their natural life in jail if the rules of jurisdictions they import fuel from were applied to them. Ironically, Nigerians continue to grapple with fuel shortages despite bogus importation. The money used for importing fuel could be effectively utilized in areas like healthcare, like education, as well as infrastructure. By prioritizing imports over production, we are practically harming our economy and overlooking the chance to generate employment and boost our local businesses as well. This is quite detrimental to the growth and development of every economy, most especially developing economies like Nigeria. This is a waste of Nigeria's resources under the active supervision of Kyari. We had initially put this down as greed and avarice of the primordial level, but we have since reviewed our position to declare that the importation of fuel to the detriment of the country is an active sabotage of the Nigerian economy, given the impact that the wasteful act has on the management of the naira. Even though it is painted to appear as business decision of the Kyari associated companies behind the importation, they were nonetheless required to conclude their purposes of the toxic product in US dollars, further piling pressure on the naira for a product that is now readily available from indigenous refineries. The coalition demands that Kyari be sacked without hesitation to restore the industry's transparency and accountability, to prevent the NNPCL CEO and his associate from spreading contagion to other sectors of the economy. Finally, we demand that the necessary regulatory and anti-graft agencies steps in to arrest the anomaly around fuel importation in Nigeria.